Hi everyone, well, this is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into Vechain. The ticker is VET versus USD. Okay, so right now you're coming into a massive horizontal. We break that resistance, you're looking fantastic. You lose that support, it's looking drab. Okay, it's looking bad. And potentially, you know, if you start to lose this support of this horizontal, you're falling through the EMAs, especially on the weekly, and that could spell bear market. But I don't think you're in a bear market. I think that what you're in a corrective phase of a bull market, and right now you are actually looking at this as being the fifth wave. Okay, and we are going to come up and we are going to break these highs, and we are going to get continuation in this bull market. There is an inverse correlation between DXY. I'm seeing a bit of a bearish pattern starting to form on the DXY, and I do think that if that DXY does roll out of that bearish pattern, that's your catalyst just there to break this resistance and move on with the market here for Vechain and continuation of the bull. And I've got my targets up here at $1.50, providing we can break out, hold support, continuation. Do you understand that? So yeah, I mean, look, horizontal just there, horizontal just there, you got your falling wedge within the horizontal. We had that falling wedge as well with the horizontal. Primary targets met. We've still got a couple of technical targets that we need to meet of the falling wedge. I do expect them to be met, providing we can continue to hold support right here. Okay, so you can see in this correction just there, we came down, come towards the apex, and then eventually broke out. So I am expecting some kind of breakout relatively soon, you know, probably by the end of September, hopefully. You know, come to the apex, do something like this, break out, boom, see you later. And it's all about resistance and support. So if we take a look at Vechain on the hourly time frame right here, you can see that it's chip chop sideways basically, isn't it? There was some kind of horizontal just there, ascending triangle, and I said to you, when you break that support resistance, sorry, you'll be in a technical target to that, and you can see that's eventually where it actually got to, where it ran into a low resistance, and then it's rolling again. Do you see that? It's like I said to you, it'll come up there, and eventually it will just run into a low resistance and roll and come back to its technical target. This sort of ascending triangle, you know, it's just consolidation before continuation. Now you have come down into this particular level of consolidation, just like this. Look, support and resistance, and you have come down into it. So potentially, you know, you could see a continuation down once you lose a key level support down here for Vechain. If you start to roll over and you lose key level support, you've got this W bottom, which was a primary target down here. This was a neckline of a large WW bottom on the daily time frame. You know, put some cheeky bids in there, because you will see it bounce there. But if you do start to roll and lose that, I want to reassure you that you're coming down to test this blue line, okay, because you did that in a previous correction. Again, if we take a look on the weekly, I think just here we did, in the previous correction, we did wick down to it as support. Do you see that? Which is equally the 55 EMA on the weekly. So right now the 55 EMA on the weekly is kind of down there as well, isn't it? So do anticipate that you could be looking at a 55 EMA weekly retest if you continue to roll here. I'm going to have a look at the hourly time frame, see if we see it in a minute. But you know, that currently sits down there at 0832. So that would be a whopping correction, to be honest with you. But there is a kind of ABC structure that's going on here for Vechain. So I'm going to look on the hourly time frame, see what we can see. Okay, so with this, you have got a level of resistance and support just there for Vechain. Okay, let me show you. So just here, look, you've got this level of support that you're adhering to at the moment in some kind of falling channel. You know, these can be bullish falling channels just there, and you've got a level of resistance. You see this? So this is actually called a bullish broadening wedge. Okay, it's bullish. So you can see that you had a little bounce up here and you landed on the resistance of this wedge, and then you come back down and you land on support. So if you do start to see Vechain come up and break this resistance just here, you could be looking at some beautiful little relief rally coming back up to where you formed this wedge. So you could be looking at a beautiful little pump. Wherever it breaks, you could be looking at around about 8.38% pump right there. You know, and if you do start to come up and you break this level of resistance at 0.12617,000, okay, massive long number that is, I would expect you to put in a lower high here. Okay, it's all about breaking this high. Like I said to you, you start to break out this level of resistance, this horizontal, you know, you're looking great. But until then, I think that you're doing something like this, potentially putting a lower high and have a comeback down, you know, wherever it is, this or this, who knows. I do think you'll get some support off that if you was to roll over in the market. Okay, and then you'd be putting in some kind of ABC structure right there before bouncing, breaking this resistance and continuation. So at the minute, it's just chip chop sideways, unfortunately. It's boring, it's flat, it's consolidation, and we can trade these little breaks in and out. I think I gave you this break here. This was a lovely little short. Let's measure that. So from there to there, that was a lovely little short that now has actually been met, hasn't it? You know, so that was around about 12%. So it's just chip chop basically. So if you break this level of resistance just here, you've got a lovely little long op of around about, I think, what was it 12%, 8% or something like that. Wherever it starts to break, you know, you could be looking at a lovely little in-out trade of around about 8% right there, you know. And equally, if you do start to roll over and you do continue to roll here and you put in a lower low, I would anticipate you coming back down to this level where you would see a bounce. Okay, so that's basically Vechain. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. At the minute, it's just this before it breaks that or loses that, but I am anticipating the break of this. Again, not financial advice, and nothing I say is financial advice on this channel. Okay, take care everyone, back soon with a Vechain update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.